Matter of fact, I have a couple water too, please. Get on the ground, man. All right, bro. Yes, sir.
Good morning all. Doing good. Breakfast has already been had. It's jet fuel time. I always have breakfast before I leave the house, and then I come here and have I pick me up. Did you guys? How'd you guys like the videos yesterday? Especially Skid Row. Pretty revealing, isn't it? That's LA County and that's America for you. So it's pretty scary. That's what we've succumbed to, and we've allowed ourselves to. So it's like I say, it's not the government's fault. It's society's fault. It's what we've allowed to happen. So yeah, all those people, and now with the new taxation, what the gangs and the drug dealers are doing to the homeless people, burning down their encampments and their tents and everything if they don't pay their taxes. They burn down their tents and their property and everything, which is actually more psychological affecting than just simply stealing. You steal it, you're just going to replace it, and everybody else around you is going to say, oh, well, no wonder Tommy couldn't have that replaced. But if someone burns it down, then your neighbors are going to say, oh, shit, they mean business. That means we could be next. So it's more psychologically effective. Yeah, that's it. Just be Wisconsin. Formerly Stevens Point right here. Wausau, Appleton, Oshkosh. Portage County. That was my county, Portage County. So yeah, it's pretty bad. It's really bad. And like I was saying yesterday, because of the situation that we had in Santa Ana, all the homeless people that he started migrating here to Pasadena. That's why we had, after the beginning of the year, we had such an influx of homeless people here in Pasadena. So that means also now the Skid Row people are going to start to come to Pasadena and escape that sort of terrorism. And with that follows, and it always follows, the gang members and the drug dealers don't want to lose on their money, so that means they're going to come to Pasadena, and then that means watch. And I said this before, by the end of the year, we will have our first reported case of a homeless person's tent or property firebombed. Because these drug dealers, these bullies, these assholes, don't want to part with their money. They don't want to see their money walk away to a different city or anything. And that's scary. Because then they'll blame the homeless people, and it's not the homeless people's fault. You know, that's what really hurts me. The first position of blame of placement is going to be on the homeless, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault that they're in that situation or that that's happening. Yeah, I do. I do. I see it. I see it. Oh, by the way, folks, let me know. How's the video? Is it pixelated? If it's pixelated, it's because of the Wi-Fi. The router's probably blocked up. So, because yesterday, Mark told me that yesterday's live stream was kind of pixelated, and it's the Wi-Fi. Everything's set up over here very well. No, as of the 19th, no, I am not, no longer. But I still feel like it. Call it PTSD, call it what you will, but like the wings of a butterfly, my soul has never been touched, and I will always be part of that. It doesn't matter what kind of therapy. If I become a Powerball millionaire, it's not going to change that. I will always be that way. And I will always feel that way. I mean, that's a part of my life. That's something that once you experience that, you can never escape that. So, not to compare ourselves like veterans of wars and stuff like that, but in a sense, it is a war. It's an economical, social war. So, but it's bad, you know. I wouldn't wish this upon any of my worst enemies. This is not for the faint-hearted. The situation is pretty messed up.
What are you going to find out? Maybe ask.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Unless you consider the Catholic Church the mob. That's the only thing. That's the only realm that runs. The only thing that has their finger in the government is the Catholic Church. And being that I am Catholic, born and raised, I pretty much know what there is to know. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm doing good. Hello, sir. Why so formal? Yes, I have a new webcam. That's why I'm asking. Is it funky on your guys' end? Is it pixelated? Because from what I was told, yesterday's live stream was pixelated. I don't even know why. I forgot to turn my monitor on here. It seems to be okay. Yeah, yesterday was pretty bad. It was the Wi-Fi signal. That's why it was getting all funky. Oh, all right. So Mark broke news about it last night.
It's not even a half day.
Hollywood's not a good place. Even worse now. Hollywood is. Were you at the bus station, at the Hollywood bus station over by like what used to be like the Big Lots or the Pick and Save? Because I was past sunset, I believe. Good morning, always. Got some seashells. Yay, sweetie. You know, it's funny because when I was in Wisconsin, a lot of the young people that I was working with were like, oh, fuck, can't wait to get out of Wisconsin. This place is dead. And like, you know, it's funny because I used to say the same thing about my hometown. Let me give you a little piece of advice. Stay in your sweet little cute hometown. It's safer. and don't wish to go to California. Don't have the visions of grandeur because there's nothing but trouble out here, and it's all fake. Everything that you think that you're going to succeed and that you're promised that you're going to make it, it's all a lie and all bullshit. It's either to use you in any shape, way, or form. It's not real. What they tell you is exactly what you want to hear to have you succumb. And they will subjugate you. And then you belong to them. Stay away from LA. Stay away. And I'm not saying that just to be an a-hole, but I'm just saying that honestly. I've seen this beautiful state grow. And this county even more so. It's gotten really, really bad. And if I'm scaring you when I say that, good. You need to be scared. Stay away from LA. Stay away from California, period. There's nothing good here. There's nothing to be had here, honestly. Property's too expensive. Rent is too expensive. Rent control is all but, especially in, well, you're doing it. I'm hanging. I'm by the skin of my teeth. You have no idea. Pasadena, even more so, is going to be Mountain View, California. It's just bad out there. There's no affordable housing. People on the north side are getting pushed out. I mean, it used to be able to afford rent on the north side. Now it's like, now they're taking properties and taking old buildings and they're putting in luxury homes. And it's I see how they're doing it. It's funny because they'll build like luxury condos and townhomes in a really bad area of North Town, and little by little, incrementally, they build it up. They buy property, destroy the old, and they replace it with the new. Honestly, I don't know where it would be. Look, if I was to win the Powerball tomorrow or today, you know where I'd go? I'd definitely go to Wisconsin. I had the best 3 years of my life living in Wisconsin. Stevens Point, Wisconsin. People are beautiful. People are sweet. They're kind. They're compassionate. They're sincerely caring. When you're walking down the sidewalk on the street and they say, "Oh, good morning. How you doing today?" They actually mean it. All right. Let's see. It's kind of. I'll reiterate. All right. So, Mark broke the news last night about the special project that we had been working on, and that is August 19th on NBC on Dateline around 8 p.m. The project that Mark had introduced us all and that I was a part of will be on NBC Dateline. And I'm doing a special interview also with, I believe, Craig Melvin. He's a damn good journalist, and I think he's also a White House journalist. So be sure to catch that. Yeah, it's been, when did I do that? May? I think I filmed that back in May. And it's taken that long. These kind of people think, oh, once something gets filmed on TV, it takes a lot. I used to work as a master control operator for UPN and Cox Communications. So I know how long it takes. It just takes a long time to piece and fact check and editing and sub-editing. It takes forever. But August 19th, 8 p.m., Dateline, look for it. 58,600. I've had Fig Jam. Look, being homeless and being bohemian / gypsy like when your grandparents were around, which is kind of borderline when my parents were around when I was younger, was a little bit more carefree and safer. The hippie era. It could be even for a young lady. It could be okay to hitchhike across the country, sticking your thumb out, hitchhiking, being approached by a group of long hairs in a Volkswagen bus. Oh, hey, you need a ride? Sure. Start striking a conversation. Hey, you want to smoke some weed? Yeah, no problem. You know, things. These young people had it. They coined it correctly. Make love, not war. Now, you don't see people hitchhiking. It's too scary. You know, you don't really see people being so nomadic and carefree about life anymore. It's just next to impossible. It's dangerous. You're literally inviting danger, and you're putting yourself out there as bait. And in these times, humans are the worst creatures on this planet. We're the only species on this planet that will screw each other for a piece of crumb. You don't see really animals in the wild or insects doing that. They just do what nature deems them to do. We, on the other hand, we're different. We are different. I mean, yeah, in a den of lions or hyenas, you could throw a chunk of meat and they'll ravish for it. But in a group of people, human people, you throw a good stock market bond out there and they will stab each other in the neck for it. So that's for something that really has no value. They think, or they're assuming that has value. So it's not going to get any better. You know, and when I was going to the tar pits yesterday, I could have taken the easy way out. I could have taken the train. But I knew the route that I was going to, and I wanted to film that and show you folks what this county has come to. And that was one strip. That was not even an eighth or ninth. That was just one side of one street. There's about 25 square miles of downtown LA, Skid Row, which is 10 times worse than what I showed you. 10 times worse. And right there going by, I believe there was one brick building, a yellow mustard kind of building. That was a rescue mission also, and all that is on there. All that. 12:30, 1:30 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I said, that was just a smaller street. That was a north and south street. That's not even the east and west street. The east, there's streets that run west. Dense. Really bad. And on the other side, when I was filming, there's even worse. San Ysidro, Skid Row. I mean, it's just. I think one street right before Broadway is when it starts to thin out. Then you have what we call the random zombies, the ones that just walk around. They're really, really mentally ill that just start to meander off of Skid Row. There's this one guy, oh man, I remember I bought him like a pack of smokes. This huge black guy. He was quiet. He would just walk around aimlessly, and he would shake his head like this all day, just shake his head up and down like this. And occasionally he would stop and he would ask for a cigarette. He'd get maybe like a small chunk of a cigar or whatever. And I feel sorry. I bought him a pack of smokes and I gave it to him. He's all looking at me and he stops. And he kind of looked at me really weird. He's all, thank you, bro. And then he just kept walking away. It's just, that's when I was still working for Sugarfish and working down on 7th and 3rd. And the way they act over there is more respectful than the homeless act here in Pasadena. Around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, when a lot of the shops are starting to close up, around say 8 or 9 o'clock, people start to stand in front of the business doorways. They're cleaning their spot for the evening. But then when the place closes up, then they can get their little front, their little area, their little nook, and they can bed down for the evening. During the day, they're gone. Here in Pasadena, that's totally the opposite. It's very disrespectful. They don't give a crap. There's an ebb and flow of homelessness in downtown LA. Here, it's just like random tsunamis. It's just really bad. And people think, the general public really thinks it's going to go away. Yeah. I was, actually, the last time I was in Skid Row was 2 years ago when the said pastor and I, we fed them down in Easter off of San Ysidro. And I remember he was telling me, Carlos, go over there. I didn't walk any more than 10 feet. With my bright, shiny red Nikon camera, I was getting looked at. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like a dead chicken in a pool of alligators. No. I didn't walk very far away. I wasn't afraid of being harmed. I was afraid of losing my camera more than anything, honestly. But I'll go back down there. I'll do another one. I will try to film a little bit more. But see, unless they know you, dare not step off the bus. That is, it's a tidal pool of sharks. And if I was to walk off that bus right there in the middle, yeah, I'd get mugged. Beat up and or killed. I mean, they would strip me of my clothes and take everything that I have and leave me naked, dead or beat up. That's how bad it was. Excuse me. I've had this camera for about a good 3 years. It's the only thing I could have afforded back then after saving my money. I think I paid like $300 for it. It's just a Nikon Coolpix L840. I think the newest one they have is a Nikon L8 500 Coolpix. But what I'd really like to get eventually maybe is like a good Canon. But right now, what I want, something a little bit smaller, something less heavy, and because this camera goes through batteries like mad. And I could buy the best Duracell or Energizers. This camera, this sucks up four AA batteries. 4 AA batteries, and it just it eats up juice like crazy. But it's for what I needed to start off with and what I could afford. It served its purpose, and it's my baby. You know, yes, I do cover my camera. I cover all my electronic equipment, but it's helped me through what I've started. I like the color red because red has a special meaning to me, a special personal meaning to me. Even my mouse is red. So I definitely like to get the, maybe for the same price or maybe a little bit less, get the newest GoPro. It's smaller. Um, it's low power consumption. It's waterproof. It has more things that I can do with time lapse. I'd like to be able to do some time lapse photography. And it's smaller. So I'd like to be able to get that. And then I need to, once I start working full time, I need to get a new laptop. This one is definitely 3 years old, and my editing program, my Sony editing program, doesn't work anymore. And I spend a lot of money for that software now. It just doesn't. It's very conflicting with this laptop. It's a Logitech wireless. It is. It's a HP Notebook 15. I paid $260, $270 for it at Best Buy. Again, it was with whatever money I had saved and had to work with my budget, you know. Because I did have an old. What did I have? I had an old Toshiba. I had an old, like circa 1900s old Toshiba satellite, which weighed maybe like 20 pounds, and Windows XP on it. So yeah, the only thing I could barely do is use it to upload video on YouTube, and YouTube wasn't even working very well with XP, at least on that Toshiba. So and that's when I got the notebook. It is more dangerous, but there's a mutual respect in the little society that they've created. You really try not to do. You don't do harm to your neighbors. Now, when your property gets stolen, it's going to be probably usually from someone else. But homelessness has a higher crime rate, a higher theft rate, drug, alcohol addiction, worse. And it's homeless on homeless. That's the worst part. That is the worst part. And we would always say, when a homeless person steals from another homeless, they're just POS. You know, you are labeled POS if you steal from another homeless person. If you want to steal something, steal someone that's got money. You know, don't steal from another homeless person. Why? Because it's easier to victimize a homeless person. That's why. Yeah, how's the video ratio on the frame rate on video games? Moto 6. I used to have Moto Z, which was the first cell phone I got when I came out on the street. And I got that stolen like 2 weeks later. That was a $600 phone. I got that through Verizon. Biggest mistake going through Verizon. Well, I don't know. I'll tell you what, a homeless person works harder just to have what they have. All my equipment that I have, even when I was out on the street, do you know how hard I worked just to have this? I was the only homeless person in Pasadena that had at least a few $1,000s worth of electronic gear. And I worked for it. I worked for that pastor and everything. And I earned every single penny. And every single penny that I was also getting from GR, I saved just so I could specifically have what I needed to do to be able to do YouTube. It wasn't for drugs. It wasn't for alcohol. Don't have to worry about food. Food I had to get. It was for my equipment, for what I do in photography and everything. That was what I was doing. I don't need all that other shit. Beer, drugs, alcohol, I could get all that for free if I wanted to. Food, same thing. Clothing, same thing. But when it comes to this equipment, everything that you see, I mean, still, I'm not being prideful about it. I mean, I've had and have 2 working cell phones. One is the one that I pay monthly on my T-Mobile account, and the other one is what they call the government phone, which is my backup. So God forbid I get to falter on my account. If I can't afford to pay my T-Mobile account, I have my backup. This winter, should be an interesting. Do you know that last year, the cold weather shelter opened up right here in Pasadena? They weren't even going to open it because they said that they didn't have the money, which is a bunch of malarkey because they did have the money allocated.
So, I mean, I had not that child.
But then they got a huge last minute endowment, and then they opened it up. The cold weather shelter used to be open from December to March every night. Now when it's open in season, it's only cold weather activated, which means if it rains, it's open. If the temperature falls below 41, 42, then they open it. Now, look, that's pretty darn cold. Even 44 degrees at night in December is pretty cold, especially when you get a breeze going. They only open it on weather activations versus it used to be open for a solid 3.5 months. LA County is different. I mean, downtown LA, they're open for the 3.5 months. Here in Pasadena, it's a different story. I'm waiting until August 20th when the Wow Jam comes into town and they do their festivities. They offer free haircuts, free for both men and women, and then they have they take care of the homeless ladies really well. They have free hairstyling, free makeup, and everything, which is really cool because the ladies out here on the streets, they need it more so than the guys do. But actually, I was going to go to I want to go to Ross next month, and for about $16, $20, I could buy myself a pair of electric clippers, and I just normally, because my friend, he's got a pair of clippers, and every now and then I would just cut my own hair. I just take it down to zero, and this is maybe, all this snow, what you see is maybe 2.5 months worth of growth. So, yeah. I think October or November will be the last time I'll probably cut my hair. I'll get a trim, and then I'll just start to let it grow out for the winter time. I used to shave my head. But being homeless and shaving your head's expensive. Okay, so I go through razor blades like crazy, and my razor blades aren't cheap. I use Mach 5, so a cartridge of 4 is almost like $15. That's pretty expensive for razor blades. Long are gone the days of the single blade, safety blade, Wilkinson sword. That's only if you're as old as me you can remember that. It's time for a refill. And the best part about it, I don't have class anymore. I'm done with class. As of Friday, class is done. The only other class that I have to do now is I have to get recertified for CPR, because my CPR card expires in October, and I gotta get recertified for CPR. Yes, I am CPR certified, which is, I take pride in that. And I know how to do the automatic defibrillator. So, CPR certified. Pretty cool, right? Another little thing you guys didn't know about me. I'm gonna seize my opportunity here and go get a refill. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Oh, not a cold, allergies. Yeah.
No, about 2 or 3.
Thank you.
8 or 9 days.
Huh? With your eyes open. Oh my God.
Daniel?
It has been very dusty, and especially even more so now with a lot of the soot settling from the fires. It's very nose tickling. You know what I mean? You get that itch, and it's like you're gonna sneeze, and fulfillment doesn't come in. Oh. What a total existential letdown, not being able to sneeze. When I used to live in Vegas, I kind of did the sports book thing a little bit. The only thing that I do is I play the crap tables, and I'm pretty darn good at it, and I'm pretty smart about it, and I don't let myself go overboard. I can do blackjack, single handheld deck only, nothing out of the shoe, anything more than 2 cards in a hand. I can't, because I do count cards. I'm a card counter, and I know what's coming up in the future. But And then the roulette table is like the fool's game. That's a sucker's game. But craps. Craps is my game. But I'm not really much of a gambler. The only gambling I do is lottery. You know, that's it. I've never been one that's. Occasionally, if I do go to like Vegas, I'll play like the nickel poker. That's about it. I just really can't get into it.
Oh, I get it now.
And besides, gambling in Las Vegas is
But yeah.
it's too much of an entrapment. It's and you always stay away if you go to Vegas. Stay away from the big casinos. Go off strip. Go to the locals casinos. Go to like the Palace Station or Union Station. Anything that has the station secondary name. Your odds are better. Especially when it comes to the slots, they're not wound up so tight, as we say. But the Mirage, the Bellagio, I mean, all that areas, that's the tourist trap. Samstown, maybe Binion's, maybe Fitzgerald's. There's a couple of casinos on Fremont Street that you can go, but anything else on the main strip it's a tourist trap. It really is.
Birthday white mocha?
I would love that always. I would love that. I love craft work. Excuse me, folks, I seize my opportunity.
Great, I got the vanilla bean coconut milk latte. Thank you. This is the frap roast. And the mocha have to be under this thing because I'm right now.
That one. The ones that are the little inclusions.
Okay, I got it.
Frank, your chicken sandwich. Thank you.
Such a drug addict. It's like the only thing that I have. For now, at least. It's the most expensive habit that I have. Another reason why I want to get that K-Cup coffee maker so I can start making some coffee, at least in my room. I don't make anything out there. I get it. It's gone up. It's for a venti, it's $2.75. Refills are 50 cents. It is. It is good exfoliating. Yes. What's the trend now that they do is they use for the ladies, they use sugar. They use baker's sugar because it's more coarse, and I think honey and or lemon. Lemon. They use honey for conditioning and lemon for the acidity to help like with the calluses and stuff like that.
Mario, I still have the barbecue sriracha sandwich. Wherever you're at.
Aside from the fact that I don't have class to do, I still have quite a bit to do. I got a couple places that I have to contacted me that I have to email back and cancel interviews and stuff.
Yes, sir.
You're done?
Yeah, they're giving paper straws. Here's the thing. Back in the 70s, we went from paper bags, and then they started mid-70s. They went to plastic because they said, oh, deforestation in Brazil and everything. So we went to plastic. For what? 30-something odd years, we were using plastic bags. Now it's like, oh, the marine life is being endangered because we throw, okay, fine. We shouldn't have. We could have had total control over paper products, but it was just politics. It was just more to make money. And they teach you this in school and social economy, but people did not learn from it. God, this just really irks me. So now, we used to have, with our parents latently and with our grandparents mostly, paper straws. But then because of McDonald's, we went to plastic straws. And now the greatest thing is now plastic straws are really bad. So now they're going to ban plastic straws. And a lot of places, like Starbucks, started incorporating like aluminum straws. I don't like aluminum straws. I think that's just going to promote more drug addiction than anything, honestly. Just because I know about it. So now they're pushing for paper and cardboard straws. Duh, we used to have it. So it's just a way to make the politicians look better. Oh, we're gonna start using paper straws now. It's better for the economy and better for the environment. It always was. But you guys took it off the market because of some lame excuse. And you guys are waiting on that moment on the general public to forget that we used to have this and profiting on that, on the stupidity of America. You're profiting. Pretty sneaky, right? Good tactics. Good tactics. But if plastic is so bad, oh, another thing is styrofoam products. Like here in Pasadena, styrofoam products. So a lot of, that was in January, I believe, July or January. So a lot of styrofoam cups and takeout trays and stuff like that had to go to cardboard because we didn't. But if plastic is so bad, why do we still have plastic lids? Is there a tit for tat? Is there a give and take? Yeah, you don't think this is more? This is sharp. If this gets into the marine life, that's just as bad. That's like, how many folks have you cut yourself on the edges of these lids? These are pretty sharp, especially when they tear. They're like razor blades. And cardboard and paper products are more expensive, which is all the more reason why they should just completely legalize marijuana. Do you know how many products used to come at the turn of the century, even before the turn, from hemp? Rope, shipping rope and everything used to be made out of, clothes used to be made out of hemp. And I'm not talking marijuana, I'm talking hemp. Hemp is different. Hemp is from the marijuana family, but it doesn't have that euphoric. You can't get high off of it. And it grows rapidly. The turnaround is a lot quicker. Bamboo, we could also grow bamboo, utilize a lot from bamboo. Now it's only been in the recent years that bamboo products have been utilized in construction, and tile and plates and stuff, et cetera, et cetera. But we're latent on that. We shouldn't be. I want to be able to have a business where I can screen certain homeless people and hire homeless people. And I say that with caution because you can't just hire any random homeless person. You do have to be careful and you have to screen a homeless person. And it's not so much as whether they're going to show up or not. That's secondary. It's public safety. You don't know who you're going to hire, a drug addict, a murderer, a thief, pedophile, or what. Because they are amongst the homeless community. So you have to be careful who you do. And yes, they do need to have identification. With me, yeah, they would have to. But someone who's struggling, I would try to do my best to help them in that process of getting an ID and everything. But a lot of people lose their identification on purpose because some have problems, some maybe not everybody, some few are evading the law. And usually it's financial purposes, maybe tax or credit. So bamboo is very good. And clothes can be made out of bamboo. In India, I think in India, manufacture dinnerware and utensils that are edible. I think the process started with banana leaves, but you can actually eat the utensil plates, and they're very cardboard, that thick, very, very sturdy. So yeah. Very, very sturdy. So yeah. Yeah, I know. Yes, I will be. Today I have local business. Today I have local business to attend to, and so I can't really stray that far. Uh, my funds are down to nil. I've blown my wad, so I'm just traveling. It's expensive to travel. I mean, if you happen to take an express bus, well, it's $1.75 each way. If you happen to take an express bus, well, it's $1.75 each way on Metro, $1.25 on Foothill, 75 cents on Arts Metro, on Arts Transit. Day pass is $7. Weekly pass is $25. Monthly pass for Metro is $100, which is what I'm hopefully going to get once I get my first paycheck. So, luckily, I don't really eat too much. I got my my energy bars that I munch on, or my beef jerky and everything. Oh, excuse me. But traveling around city to city is expensive. It's not as expensive as owning a car, that's for sure, but expensive enough as it is. All right. Ooh, hot. Nope. Only one, only child. Surrogate brothers and sisters. I wish I had. My cousins, my older cousins, were kind of like surrogate brothers and sisters. I think that's why siblings. There's a psychological term for that. I forget. But yeah.
Yes. Megan, I have that, please. Have a big green salad. Diana, Erica,
It is, isn't it? Yeah, the video quality is starting to get a little. So again, remember, August 19th, Dateline NBC, around 8 p.m. That was Mark's big reveal last night, is the special project that we were working on homeless. So be sure to watch it. Also be sure to watch my interview with Craig Melvin. NBC. He's a good guy. He's very smart. I like him a lot. First impression, very smart, very intuitive. He is, I believe, a White House journalist also, I think. Don't quote me on that. So be sure to watch August 19th. NBC. Channel 4 out here. I'm not sure in Wisconsin, but it's NBC. That's like the one thing that I hadn't been able to. That was a special project. Oh, excuse me. That was a special project that I hadn't been able to talk about since I filmed that in July. No, in May. I filmed that in May. I filmed that in May. That's just now. It takes a while. August 19th. Yes. That's on a Sunday. Yeah.
58,600. I'm sorry.
On a Sunday, yes. Dateline, NBC. About 8 p.m. West Coast time. Mountain Central. I'm not sure. Usually around what? Prime time? Like I know, like in Arizona, prime time is 7 p.m. I think in the Wisconsin area, I think prime time is it 7 p.m.? Always? I think it changes. I don't remember. But it should be interesting. I've been dying to see how they pieced everything, because that's a lot of work that they did in conjunction with Mark. Actually, New York, NBC New York came to Mark and 6 p.m. prime time. Okay. Right after or before supper, right? It's not dinner, it's supper.
Erica, I have your
But yeah, and then so they came out. So then they contacted the affiliates out here, and Mark came out here, the film crew, and then they went all over LA, all over Hollywood and stuff like that. And Mark, I remember he messaged me. He goes, "Would you have a problem being on television?" I go, "I'm on YouTube. You think I'm gonna have a problem being on television?" No, of course not. Oh, just me. You lucky person, you. Frozen custard, cheese curds, dairy farms. I envy you. I can almost feel the weight gaining back on just talking about it. All the fests. Corn Fest, Apple Orchard Fest, Strawberry Fest, Cranberry Fest. And the brats. Yeah, let's not forget about the brats. Friday fish night, Friday fish fries. Supper at the supper clubs on Sunday evenings. I remember all that. And let me see. August. Got another month. And then the land will be on fire. All the trees, the maple leaves, and everything start to turn a hueish yellow. And they go to that golden amber orange and that fire red. That's when the land is on fire.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know, because Medi-Cal took that. I would have to honestly say
Patricia, Alberto Latte.
I'd put that in at least 73,000. Just for being in observation intensive care for 12 hours because of the subdermal hematoma that I had. That was at least 10 grand easily. Yeah. I mean, when I had Blue Shield, when I still had Blue Shield, I mean, just my shoulder replacement alone, this right here, that was like $63,000. And that was over here at Huntington. So just being, that was pretty expensive. With the MRIs and the CAT scans and the whatnots and the who was it's.
Johnny, I got that big chair coffee for you right there.
It could have been a lot worse, actually. They could have, in my in and out state of unconsciousness, they could have taken me to USC, which would have doubled the price. And I would have received a lot less quality of care. And then who knows, it would have probably dumped me out on the street somewhere. Yes, I did. I did get assistance, yes. That's another reason why it's better to have housing for homeless people, because here's the thing, especially during the winter season, homeless people, in order to, if they can't get into a shelter, there's no room, or if they don't want to go to, first and foremost, I don't like shelters. I've never been. I've only heard the horror stories. And it always starts off with bed bugs. No. And the secondary, which is very factual, is your property gets stolen. So a lot of people don't. So they'll come up with ailments just to get off the street for a few hours or whatever, and maybe get a sandwich and get into something a little bit warmer. So they'll get sick on purpose. So, or maybe not even on purpose. Come down with a cold, or they'll have problems that is weather related. Just to get off the street, be seen, get on a gurney and get a hot blanket and stuff like that. So that costs money. That costs money to the general public. And people pay for that. So it's easier and it's cheaper, it's less expensive in the long run, the cost to house them. Because medical costs, let's face it, is expensive. I'm not the only one that knows about this and that feels the same way. It's less expensive to house a homeless person than it is not to.
Yeah.
From Wisconsin. You know what? Honestly, I like the Friday night fish fries. In Stevens Point, we had Hilltop Pub on Friday night Fish fries. I love fish fries. Cheese curd and brats in that order. Fish fry, cheese curds, and brats. Yep. Get a good brat, a nice soft bun, not too overly soft. A little bit of mustard. That's just brat, mustard, and bread. That's it. Yep. Fish fries are good. And I don't like the breading to be overly thick, you know. I just like a decent, nice, semi-thin coating. Just for a little texture, you know. Nothing like, not like an English type of coating. Not too thin like a tempura. Somewhere in between. You know. Just a little crisp. Friday night. Walk out. Uh-oh. Buckling. 10 pounds heavier. Satisfied. Picking your teeth with a toothpick, slapping your belly on your way to the car. See $5,000 3-story, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath with maybe a 1/4 acre lot Victorian home is about maybe a $3 million home out here in Pasadena easily. Seriously. I'd love Wisconsin. It's a great country. It is its own little country. You have the Great Lakes. Yeah. Minnesota. Oh yeah. Go to the Upper P, the UP. Go see the cherry blossoms down in the spring. It's a grand old time. I don't know. My local one was Hilltop Park, Stevens Point. That's the only place that would have fish. So I'm not really too much adverse on anywhere else. Favorite frozen custard is from, it was a small chain. Now I think it's gotten bigger, but Culver's. Great frozen custard. Also, great hamburgers, butter burgers. Some of the best butter burgers that I've ever. The only butter burgers that I've ever had is from Wisconsin and Culver's. We don't have butter burgers out here. When I try to explain it to some of my friends, it's like, yeah, you know, fry the hamburgers in butter, and coat the bread in butter and grill it. They're like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. Hello, it's hamburger meat, sirloin, and butter. Come on, you can't get a better combination. And nice, good, squishy, firm bread. It's life. Sun Prairie. Oh my God. Sun Prairie. Wow. We were just neighbors. Just neighbors. And you know what I really also miss? I also miss going to the Amish auctions.
Get out my pocket. Who is it?
I love going to the Amish auctions. Best place to buy quilts, blankets, and furniture. Don't buy your furniture from furniture store. Always buy your furniture from the Amish. Handmade, lasts longer. You can hand it down generation after generation. I think you were telling me that about Sun Prairie.
How you been, man?
Do you think that a lot of more of America is moving to like the Midwest from your point of view, from what you've seen?
Look,
Yeah, yeah, it seems like it. I think a lot more people are starting to get away from the big city scene. Thank you. You know, and I can understand the escapism of the biggers of city life, but with that, honestly, comes their habits and their traits. So they'll bring their big city lifestyle traits and habits into that part of the beautiful country, and then it gets ruined. You know, they'll start to say, "Oh God, I miss this and this and that," and then they'll talk to the real estate agents, and the real estate agents will talk to the city councilmen and the aldermen, and then they'll make that cute little hometown bigger and bigger and better and better, and then next thing you know, it turns into a Milwaukee. That's what happened to my hometown. My hometown of Segundo, it was the smallest, quaint little city, and now movie studios. The LA Times is moving there. They're building their offices over there.
your boy Grover's on back, man. Yeah. Get on back where he came from.
Yeah, and then they do, and then they bring crime. You know. I've seen videos of like homeless people, like in Detroit, especially like during the winter. Terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. It's god awful. God, I almost want to cry when I see the images. It's just like it is heart wrenching. I mean, literally, people on bus benches in the middle of winter with layers and layers of blankets, snow on them. Go through a lot of pocket warmers. That's. I'd like to be able to get with a manufacturer, and I think I know which one, or get hand warmers wholesale and hand them out to the homeless, because a lot of homeless people here don't know what hand warmers are. I never used to know what hand. The only hand warmers that I ever knew was you take it. It looked like a steel flask. You fill it up with rosin, a little lighter fluid, and you light it up, and it stayed in your pocket. But the chemical hand warmers, I never knew about that until I moved to Wisconsin and was ice fishing. And then my buddy was telling me about that, and it's like, oh yeah, you put a couple, and they got the ones for your shoes, for your feet, inside your shoes, and they're very inexpensive, honestly. Yeah, it does take time to adjust. I gotta find that on hand warmers.
I think I read more sunshine than anywhere else.
Good morning, Jackie. I don't know. First day of orientation will be August 20th. So I will know more about the ins and outs and the details of said job. So yeah, I won't know because it's going to be a brand new store being in La Cañada, Flint Ridge. So, and I'll be training at a different store. So August 20th is first day of orientation.
All right. Take care, buddy.
That will be on a Monday. How apropos. Cool. Cool. I'm happy about it, man. After being unemployed for 3 months, it drives you nuts. Being out of work for 3 months is freaking stir crazy. I'm used to getting that check every 2 weeks and opening it up, and I'm like, yes, you have that sense of accomplishment. For a 3-month hiatus, I guess, it's depressing. It's very depressing. Yes, I have. Oh, yeah. I still do. I've had to. I'm not going to be prideful about it and say no. Yeah, most certainly have. It helps, you know. I'm not making 6 figures like I used to when I was younger, so starting all over again. Thank you, Just Beat. I could use every single gram. Oh. I still do. I go actually every Tuesday morning around 10 o'clock. That's where I go. And it's just enough to carry me over until next week. Both food and clothing. Okay. Let me see. the Rebel 5 camera is a good camera. Don't be fooled. It's a darn good camera.
I'm just up and out.
Actually, I was kind of looking at a Canon Rebel, but it was a little bit more than my Nikon, so I floated with what I had. It was early mid-90s. Japan said America is the fattest nation on the planet. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I would recommend it. I gotta contact my friend Steven. He wants to ouch. He wants to give me gift me with a film camera. Gift me with a film camera. I want to get back into film. I like film camera better. Just because now with the onset of digital, anybody could do digital. I mean, from a smart device, and that's not real photography to me. Film camera takes a certain eye, and you only have one chance.
Well, let's talk
Whereas
about
digital, you can do it all over again. The film only you only have one chance.
vanilla. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jason, strawberry scone, Jenny, butter.
Okay.
Jenny. So, white mocha. Jason, grande blonde vanilla latte. Strawberry acai. Which happened to? It's good to see you. Always. I got that brownie mocha with almond milk or berry. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, you're keeping
I think it's wrong. You shouldn't. Look, there's only one agenda why you're separating the families, and that is because there's three things that are money makers in the United States. School. That's why it's illegal not to have children in school. The cities and the government generates money for every child, an average of $30,000 to $40,000. Prisoners, at least almost $100,000 per inmate. Every city gets per inmate. Now, Twin Towers has a capacity of 30. At max capacity, 45, almost 60,000 men. Average of 100,000 per person. Orphanages. Average per child, 60,000 they get. So separation of families, it's a moneymaker. Let's imprison the parents and take the children away and put them in foster care. There's $60,000 right there per child. And they don't even treat the children very. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to investigate. It's simple. But schools, prisons, and foster care are the biggest, and they're all owned by two corporations in the United States. The largest schools. Angers the blood. Buffering, getting packed.
You got some food coming? Bagel, okay, you got it. You're welcome. That's you. Yeah, plain bagel, right?
Oh, buffering.
You too, drive safe.
I will.
Stay out that heat.
Oh, that is work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Blueberry stone for Sam.
All right, there it is. No, it's true, but you know what? And I've seen this, you don't really report. When ICE comes in and they'll raid like the common like restaurants where they know that there's illegals, and there are legal nationals working. They round them up, and they detain and hold just as much as a legal citizen, simply because skin is the same color, and they have to book. So losing time and money, and in a lot of cases they'll lose property. It's pretty bad. It's pretty. They just never. Used to be a way that they will.
Sam, macchiato right there. And then the other macchiato as well. You're welcome. And Riley, macchiato, caramel macchiato with milk. Talk about rice.
Yeah, it is a train wreck. Uh-oh, buffering.
Millie.
All right, my friends.
Millie.
All right, my friends. I am going to go because it's getting bad. It's buffering a lot. It's getting bad. It's buffering a lot. So I will do my normal vlogs today. I don't know where I'm going to go. Like I said, I have a lot of losers to tend to. There's so much here. So I'll do my vlogs for today, and I will talk to you fine people tomorrow. See, I don't know if I'll be able to do a live stream tomorrow morning. Wednesday morning, I definitely will not be able to because I have to wait. Maybe I'll do one from my room. We'll see. I have to wait all day basically for my furniture. Kind of like waiting for the. I have to wait all day basically for my furniture. Kind of like waiting for the repair guy. Oh, what's more specific? No. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Don't you hate that?
Anna, iced coffee. Espresso.
All right, my friends. Yeah, it's getting wonky. So you folks take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help one another. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Oh, I'm tired. Voice. Live for the moment, pull down your pants and slide on the ice. If you like this live stream, please hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, period. And don't forget, August 19th, Dateline, NBC, 8 p.m. West Coast time, and look for my interview also with Craig Melvin. Tell your friends and family about me, about us. Definitely tell everybody about me. All right, my friends, I will see you. Like I said, maybe, I don't know about tomorrow morning. Definitely not Wednesday. So maybe my next live stream will be, Thursday. Holy cow. But I will do my videos. I will do my vlogs, all right? You guys have a beautiful Monday. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And the day's just beginning. I love you all. Take care. And follow the links below. Leave any comments, good or bad. It doesn't matter. You guys have a super Monday. Love you.